Thanks, Gregor. Hey, Jordie.
Hey, what's
Welcome
going
to snow. Welcome to snowy Winnipeg. I know you're not here yet, but can you take us through just this whole experience for you, the days leading up, whether you suspected, and how the day itself went down?
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously around trade deadline, there's obviously rumors going around and your buddies are texting you wondering what's going on. And had a feeling something was up. And I guess that feeling was right. But pretty crazy to get the chance to play in an awesome city, in an awesome hockey town, and get a chance to taste the playoffs again.
Go next to Carter Brooks from Game On Magazine. Go ahead, Carter.
Hi, Jordie. Good to meet you. I know that you've suited up briefly alongside both Nate Thompson and Nathan Beaulieu in Montreal, but do you have any other connections to this current Winnipeg Jets roster?
Not that I know of off the top of my head. Just obviously like what you said, Bo and Tom are in Montreal, and that's about it.
We'll go next to Jason Bell from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Jordie. You've had some battles, obviously, with this organization over your career. Certainly with Dallas, lots of stuff going on in the Central Division, and then again shortly with the Canadian Division. But what's your sense of this group? I know that Josh Morrissey was saying even this morning that any injection of a veteran is going to help this group that's pretty young back on the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just playing against the Jets, it's always a struggle. I mean, they're really good up front, and their D-men are really good, and they got one hell of a goaltender. So, I mean, all through their lineup, they're big, they're tough, and they can play fast. So, it's nice that I'm on their side now, and I don't have to battle against them every night.
We'll go next to Kelly Moore from CJOB. Go ahead, Kelly.
Thank you, Gregor. Welcome to Winnipeg, Jordie. Don't let the weather scare you. Just in terms of your thought process on coming here, you were a regular in the Canucks rotation. Have you had a chance to talk to Kevin and Paul at all about what your role is going to be coming in? Because they've often said one of the best things about the veterans here is they knew exactly what was expected of them. And man, it's really worked out well with some of the older guys on the team that way.
I've obviously talked to them. Nothing too in depth yet. We're just trying to get there as fast as possible. I'll be there on Thursday. So we haven't gone over too much stuff, but I'm definitely sure when I get there, we'll get down to the nitty gritty and see what they expect of me, and obviously how I play and what I expect of myself.
We'll go next to Mitchell Clinton from Jets TV. Go ahead, Mitch.
Thanks, Gregor. Hi, Jordie. One of the things that both Kevin Cheveldayoff and Paul Maurice has kind of mentioned about you and your game is the fact that you can play both sides on the blue line. Just kind of what went into learning that, and how valuable has that skill been throughout your career so far?
It's been good, a little versatility. I mean, when I started my career in Dallas, I think it was Robidas who got hurt, so that right side was open, and they threw me in on the right. And I mean, it just kind of stuck for a few years there. Obviously went to Montreal, and I played with Beaulieu there. I was on the right, he was on the left. And then just every now and then I get thrown in on the left. And then when I came to Vancouver, I was more on the left. Started this year on the right, moved over to the left. So, I mean, it's nice being able to do both. It just helps out, gives me more opportunity. If they need a lefty on the right, that's fine. If they need a lefty on the left, that's great.
We'll go back to Paul Friesen from The Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
What's it been like, Jordie, going through this whole outbreak in Vancouver? And I know you're a family man, you have your own family. So what has maybe concerned you the most with it?
Well, I guess just obviously the well-being of the guys who are sick, and just making sure that if something were to happen at the rink, I didn't want to bring it home to my baby girl or my fiance. So, just follow the guidelines, wear a mask as much as possible, obviously hand hygiene, I think the biggest thing was just making sure I didn't bring it home. And so far, so good. Me and the fiance have been testing negative. So we're healthy and ready to get to Winnipeg. But hopefully all the guys are feeling good here.
Next to Nick Frew from CBC. Go ahead, Nick.
Hi, Jordie. Thanks for joining us today. You kind of touched on it a little bit here, but what do you think you're able to bring to to the Jets team?
I mean, just my game. The way I like to play is, calm, cool, collected. Make the first pass out of the D zone. Get it to the forwards as much as possible. Obviously, the Jets have a pretty dynamic 4 lines all the way through. So, just get them the puck, make them do the heavy work. Obviously, you want the puck in their hands. So, being able to give it to them crisp is good. And then, just be heavy in the D zone and block some shots. I try and keep my game as simple as possible and predictable as possible. So, yeah, that's about it.
We'll go back to Jason Bell from the Free Press. Go ahead, Jason.
Jordie, if I'm not mistaken, this is now sort of the second go around for you with this thing, isn't it? Because you had COVID, did you not, earlier in the year? And then was there a concern that not too many people get it twice, but it's been an up and down kind of year, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the year, I tested positive, but I had 0 symptoms the whole way through. So, I was skeptical that I even had it. But obviously, I wanted to get my blood work done and to see if I had the antibodies, and the blood work showed that I had the antibodies in my system. So, when the outbreak happened, I wasn't too concerned that I was going to get it again, because I was that 3-month or whatever those doctors are saying, the 3 months where you have the antibodies or whatever it is. So I didn't think I was going to get it. Thankfully, I didn't again. Obviously, 1 or 2 guys here that have had it got it again, and they're not showing any symptoms, but they did test positive. But it is what it is. Some guys are feeling pretty bad, but in my case, I just tested positive, and I sat in my house and worked out every day. Like, I felt great.
All right, we'll go to Carter Brooks from Game On Ahead. Go ahead, Carter.
Hi again, Jordie. Just recently, the Jets announced that you'd be donning the number 40. Is there any significance there, and what was the process or thought process there?
There was a bunch of numbers I could have picked from, but I don't really know. When 40 popped up, I just thought of Petey Pettersson. So I was just like, I'm going to take his number with the Jets. I don't know. It's a number. It's not the biggest issue for me, but 40 sounded pretty good.
We'll go back to Nick Frew from CBC. Go ahead, Nick.
So Jordie, you were on the Canucks team that made the playoffs in the bubble last year. Hopefully the Jets are going to be in a similar position this year by the looks of it. What are some things that you learned a year ago that you might be able to bring to the Jets during their potential playoff run?
Yeah, I definitely, it's a long process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So, you're going to have your ups and downs, hopefully more ups than down, but I can just bring the calm, cool collectedness. We're going to have some tough nights. You just got to forget about it early, because obviously you're going to have another big game coming up really quick. So a lot of these guys have been in big games and know what they're going to do, but I'll just bring a little extra calmness and just take it game by game.
And final question to Paul Friesen from The Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Could you tell us, Jordie, take us back to the moment you found out, how you found out, and did you have to waive a no trade to come here too?
No, didn't have to do any of that. I actually got a text from Tomer, and it just said Benny with a couple Jets emojis, and I hadn't heard anything yet, and so I texted him back. I said, "What's going on, man?" And he goes, "I hear you're a Jet," and I go, "Oh, really?" I was like, "I haven't heard any of that yet." And then it popped up on the TV pretty much right after he texted me. So that's with social media these days, that's pretty much how you're going to find out if you're traded or not.